Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Slcmof, and I'm back again with another video. This is going to be a really chill commentary. I want it to be kind of like a podcast type of, commentary style. I just want to talk about the spoilers for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. If you've watched my videos in the last 6 months and you've seen Batman v Superman, you know I have not been right about very much, if anything at all. With that being said, one thing I know for sure, and I definitely am right on, is you do not want to watch this video if you have not seen Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. If you think you know every beat of the movie, as I did, you don't, you're wrong, and you will regret it if you watch this video or read spoilers anywhere else and you watch the movie. With that being said, if you have been spoiled for the movie and you've not seen it yet, all hope is not lost. There's a lot of awesomeness in the movie to be seen, even if you know the spoilers. Let's get right into the review. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. You can see my non-spoiler review in the comment section below. This is not really going to be much of a non-spoiler review as much as a spoiler review as it is a spoiler discussion. Let's talk about the opening scene in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Okay, the spoiler hats are off. I loved the opening scene in this movie. I literally watched the opening scene in this movie, and my jaw was on the floor the entire time. I could not believe what Snyder did with his character. My favorite part about the opening scene is when, not only was I just in shock when I saw that Bruce Wayne's parents died. Don't be that guy's like, I knew it was going to happen, okay? I wasn't shocked because it was like, oh, Batman's parents die in this movie? Okay, no, I understand that. I was surprised in the way that they did it. And, Joe Chill, he literally put the gun right in Martha's face and presumably blew her face off. Probably with the gun. So that was the way that was shot was incredible. Also, this is a very minor thing, but I really liked how it wasn't in a back alley, because that's my biggest complaint with also the way that it showed in Gotham and in the Dark Knight trilogy. It's like, okay, Thomas and Martha Wayne, you're the richest people in Gotham, and you're taking the sketchy back alley, neon lit, dew on the grass. It's like, come on. We know that would never happen. So I liked how they were in the main street. Presumably, at least the way I saw it, they were in the main street. So that was awesome. Anyway, very minor. Okay, that's just like the super Batman nitpicking. Because, think about it. It doesn't make any sense. Why would Thomas and Martha Wayne leave through a tiny back alley that's super sketch? Come on. Okay, anyway. That was good. Good job, Zack Snyder. I loved how the bats, they rushed at him when he falls into the hole or the, drain, whatever the hell that is, well, and the bats pull him up and he floats up, and the music was amazing. I listened to the entire score before watching this, so I was curious about what context the score was going to be in, and it made the score a million times better. I loved the score initially, thought it was great, and then once I heard in context all the songs, Blood of My Blood, which is a bonus track, once I heard what context that track was in, I was flipping out because it was just amazing. It's an amazing track, and even better when it's in the actual movie. So yeah, when he's coming up, that is like Snyder saying to the audience that doesn't know what they're getting into quite yet, that maybe they're not super familiar with comic book movies. That's him saying that this is not a Nolan movie. This is not a realistic take, what Batman would be in the real world. Even though there is a lot of real world, I think pretty much every newscaster in America is in this movie. Nancy Grace is in here, Aaron Cooper's in, they're all in the movie. Okay, anyway. So that's basically the only thing that's realistic about it. In fact, on Fandango, it lists the movie as a sci-fi. It's a science fiction movie, which is remarkable because Civil War nor Suicide Squad have that, attribute. So this is, it's a very comic booky movie. It's one of the most comic booky type movies I've ever seen. Even the Marvel movies, they are comic book movies, and they have the jokes and everything like that, and this movie has the jokes as well. So when I see that people are complaining how there's not enough jokes, I'm kind of like, what? like all of the scenes at the, Daily Planet have a lot of comedy in them, so I'm not sure if I was getting some of those complaints, because I thought there was a lot of jokes, and even once the Trinity assembles, there was a lot of jokes. There's not a lot, and maybe not even enough of discussion between the Trinity. There wasn't while they were fighting, it was just like Wonder Woman shows up and it's like, okay, it's time to kill this guy. There's not much, there's no build up to that. It's just like Wonder Woman has to save Batman, and everybody knew that Wonder Woman was going to save Batman from the trailer, but when she did, and when she came in and that was freaking awesome. The crowd erupted in my theater. And I recommend, if you can, see Batman v Superman in the first weekend. Try to get in there with a relatively full theater, because I think that a lot of people it's gonna make it even awesomer Awesomer, not a word. I hate not using words like funner, awesomer. Okay, anyway, personal problems. I think it's gonna make it a lot more awesome when you're in a theater full of fans. I wish I got to see it at the fan screening because a lot of the people in there weren't like fans necessarily. They were people that were interested. They had their Batman shirts on, but at the same point, I could tell that I was the biggest fan in my theater because like I was laughing at all the jokes that nobody else was laughing at, and I was like clapping to myself. I wasn't being obnoxious about it, even though I kind of was. I guess kind of being obnoxious about it, but I was the one clapping, when other people. I was really excited about this movie. And it showed in the theater because I was that guy. I was that guy that is like almost too excited for the movie. But I've been waiting for this movie for so long, and I was just so ecstatic to see it. Let's talk about some of the things I didn't like about the movie. I had to really think about what did I not like about this movie because people are going to get mad at me if I don't have any negatives. They're going to think I'm a fanboy or whatever. So it's really hard to say. I loved Lex Luthor. I love Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. So a lot of people's complaints about the movie. Let's go through what people are saying. They're saying there's too much CGI, and it's almost like too in your face. I can understand. Like I didn't think that because if you guys know me, I love Nolan movies, and I'm starting to really like Snyder's directing style. So I like it when it's bold and loud, and the music is pumping. The Dark Knight Rises, one of my favorite scenes in the Dark Knight trilogy is when Bruce Wayne is climbing out of the hole, you know what I mean? And the music is blaring loud and the choir's going. And like, I love that. So I love the music loud. I love having my ears bleed in a theater. Most people don't, but I do. I love it when it's loud. But keep in mind, that's what I like. And I will even say the Doomsday fight, there's like a 2-minute span where I was like, oh, this is almost overkill. Almost. It wasn't. I loved it, but almost. Like, I could see how some people were at that point where it's like, this is just like a CGI fuck fest of. I read a review on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like this was a CGI disaster or something like that, and it sounds like the choir was getting melted by lava. What the fuck? I thought that was so funny, and it's awesome in a good way in my view. Obviously, the reviewer was not meaning that in a very nice way. So I guess two things I can understand at that point. Even I was at a point where it's like, okay, the music is really, really loud. My ears are literally probably bleeding right now. I'm not going to care because it's so awesome. But I watched this movie at IMAX 3D, and it is in your face, boy. You will learn very fast. This is an in-your-face kind of movie in the best way for me, but in some people I can see, maybe not. Maybe they don't see it in that positive of a light. So that's something that I really liked about the movie. And I will say, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, I loved Ben Affleck's Batman. I loved... What are some other complaints about the movie? I guess the story. I love the story. Thought it was brilliant. I think that you have to really open your mind up to what Terrio and Snyder are suggesting on a subtle level. Every single plot development of Bruce Wayne is not explicitly stated, but rather implicitly stated. Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne's arc in this movie is stated completely and wholly, and it's there from beginning to end, but you have to make some intellectual and mental leaps. You have to be paying attention to the movie, and you will understand them. All you have to do is pay attention. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, and you're not stupid if you don't understand it the first time. You just need to go back and pay more attention, and I plan to do so because I know for a fact I did not pick up on all the things that they're exploring in the movie. For example, gods don't come from beneath us, and they come from the sky, or hell doesn't come from, devils don't come from hell beneath us, they come from the sky. There we go. And I loved how the only thing he changed in his father's setup was the fact that the upside down painting, that it's just the metaphors are real right there. I mean, there's so much to think about. Chris Terrio, who wrote the story, he's not a stupid guy. Okay, just keep that in mind. If you think he is, then this movie probably proved otherwise to you, because there's a lot of really interesting ideas that are being explored about the nature of human institutions. What is the value of a human institution? When you see Superman walking through Congress, what a powerful image, because the power that we as man perceive of ourselves, it's all fallacious, it's all phony, in a sense that this guy, he could just wipe it all out, and in a sense that he did, and it shows the fragility of human institutions, and they showed it in Men of Steel as well. If these aliens come, we've got these F-16 fighter jets, they can blow up, terrorists in the Middle East or whatever. They can't blow up gods, you know what I mean? So it shows really how insignificant we are, and there's just so many interesting ideas. False god, I mean, I could go on and on and on. I'm not going to get into, like a in-depth analysis video of Batman v Superman. I just really want to keep this as like a spoiler discussion. But really what I find is that if I have to think about negatives of Batman v Superman, I have to consciously think about them. I have to reach in and find, like, okay, what did I not like about the movie? I left the movie initially just, like, overwhelmed at how much I was relieved and excited and loved the movie. So with that being said, I don't want to ramble too on, just, you know, just like loving on the movie or just giving it too much, because people might get exhausted about me hearing just what I loved over and over and over again. So I'm going to be making an entirely separate video about Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne in Batman v Superman, because again, Batman was awesome. I loved when he was in the corner and he was crawling up literally like a bat into the roof. So comic booky and amazing. I think that all of the fans, casual and, you know, hardcore fans, loved that, because, you know, that was definitely, I think no matter what, it's a step up from the Nolan fighting. And even I, as the biggest Nolan fan that I am, Nolan's my favorite director of all time, in case you don't know, I even can see that he's not the best at recording fight scenes. He's just not. That's not his strong suit. Snyder's amazing at filming fight scenes. The fight scene in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, where Batman is beating up thugs, is the single best Batman live-action fight scene we have ever seen. There is no doubt about it. When he breaks into the warehouse, you know what I mean, towards the end of the movie. The trailers are edited in a way that is deceiving, but in a rewarding way. What do I mean by that? Well, The Force Awakens, I specifically remember there were 2 or 3 points where I felt deceived in a negative way. Like, the trailers misled me in a kind of malicious way that is meant to, that drew from my enjoyment of the movie and made me feel like I was cheated. In Batman v Superman, the trailers were edited in a deceiving way, in the best way possible, so that I was surprised when things like the Capitol building blowing up happened. So that's kind of my statement on the trailers being deceptive. I've seen some complaints about that. I loved it because, again, I was not expecting all the things that happened in the movie, and even better about how they showed us so much is that I thought I did, and then when I didn't know anything that was going to happen, I was really surprised. My jaw dropped to the floor when the Capitol building blew up. I was not expecting that at all. And even when he blew up his assistant, whatever her name, I can't remember her name. She's really important in the comic. I can't remember her name. Anyway, the Asian lady. And it's really interesting because I saw she actually did a 30-minute review about her role in the movie. I don't think she has more than a line of spoken dialogue. She talks to Bruce Wayne and is like, "Mr. Wayne, did you get lost down here?" But yeah, other than that, she's not in the movie. She's worthless. So that's my spoiler talk for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I just checked Twitter, actually, and they've got a 60% sale. DC Comics is a 60% sale on Batman v Superman: The Greatest Battle. So I'm assuming you can get like the Dark Knight Returns for 60% off digital. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm not a plug. I'm not a plug for DC. Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. My name is Slcmof, and I can't wait to talk about Batman alone in this movie. There's so much to talk about with Batman. I hope you guys loved Bruce Wayne in Batman v Superman as much as I did. We'll be talking about him in a future video. Also going to be reading some of the Rotten Tomato reviews and just kind of like showing why I disagree with them. And I'm not going to call them idiots or saying their opinion's wrong, because it's an opinion, but I'm just really interested to know how this movie almost is in the 20s in Rotten Tomatoes. I just don't get it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the movie as much as I did, and if not as much as I did, at least recognize it's not a damn 20. What in the hell is up with Rotten Tomatoes? Okay, hope you guys have enjoyed it. My name's Slcmof, and we'll see you in the next one.